Volkswagen Scirocco is good looking, handles sharply, benefits from access to some great engines and is solidly built. All the things a relatively affordable sports coupe needs to be. Plus, a whole generation of 30 and 40 something nostalgists will also love to own the car they were too young for first time around. Volkswagen has plenty of previous when it comes to building pretty, affordable sports coupes, and much of it is based around the Scirocco badge. The collective sharp intake of breath when this car was first announced sent echoes back through the ages to 1974, when the first Giugiaro pen Scirocco initially hit the showroom floors. Then, as now, this car was quite something. As today, this was ostensibly a Golf with a prettier coupe body, but it quickly established an identity of its own. It stayed in production until 1981, when it was replaced by the curvier Mark II version, which hung around until 1993, boosting UK Scirocco sales to 80,000 units. Volkswagen replaced the car with the sharper-edged Corrado coupe, but it never quite captured the public's imagination in the same way. And when the company announced the IROC concept car at the 2006 Paris Motor Show, few doubted that the showroom-ready final finished result would wear a Scirocco badge. Inevitably, the production-ready version has some of the slightly more extreme features a little bit watered down, but it still has the pavement wow factor that's essential if potential buyers are to forget this car's Golf-based roots. So, does it drive just like a Golf GTI? Yes. Is that a bad thing? Definitely not. To be fair, the Scirocco does have some unique driver-orientated selling points of its own, mostly centered around its dynamic aids. All models get an advanced chassis control system featuring a choice of 3 driver-selected modes: Standard, Comfort and Sport. On normal lumpy UK roads, you'll leave it on Comfort most of the time, but with a system this clever, it would be a pity not to play with the modes. The system's so intelligent that its influence even extends to the steering. If you press Sport, then it tightens up the helm and gives you more feel at speed. If you press Comfort, then it makes the whole setup much lighter, so it's easier to maneuver the car around town. The Scirocco's sharp driving dynamics are linked to a range of powerful yet efficient petrol and diesel engines. The key model is the 2-litre TSI that I'm driving here, the petrol-engined 198 brake horsepower unit that found fame in the Golf GTI. Now, this smooth revving turbocharged engine is linked to its powertrain via a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed DSG automatic gearbox. The 0 to 62 mile an hour time for this 2-litre TSI variant is 7.2 seconds, which is identical to the comparable Golf GTI. The other engine options in the Scirocco range include a 158 brake horsepower 1.4 litre TSI petrol model or 138 brake horsepower 2 litre TDI common rail diesel. On the move in this 2 litre TSI model, there's a deep, crisp hum from the twin exhaust pipes, but it's far from intrusive. In fact, it sounds rather exciting, which is really what you want in a car like this. Go for the DSG automatic version, as I've done here, and you even get a Michael Schumacher-like blip on the downshifts. I love this engine. For the record, this car is 40mm longer, 51mm wider, and sits 97mm lower than the similarly priced Golf hatch on which it's based. This Scirocco, named after a North African wind, remains a good-looking car with classically low, short and wide proportions. Its designer, Klaus Bischoff, has created a car with a wide, low front end and muscular rear hindquarters. I would say, however, that the success of the Scirocco's shape on your drive is going to be very sensitive to colour and wheel choices. Get them right and you'll have a really eye-catching compact coupe. The Scirocco features 4 individually sculpted seats, finished in a choice of either cloth or leather. Now, sports seats aren't just limited to those at the front. In the back, you've got these sports-orientated seats with integrated backrests to offer proper support and decent space for 2 adults. although these narrow side windows mean that the space itself is rather claustrophobic. And the rear window, well, it's so small it doesn't even fit in the rear view mirror. Plan on a budget at the affordable end of the £20,000 to £25,000 bracket and you won't go too far wrong. Standard features across the range include climate control, 18-inch alloy wheels and a touchscreen control interface. You also get a CD auto changer, front fog lights and a multifunction steering wheel. Options? Well, tempting ones include this panoramic glass sunroof, leather trim and satellite navigation. Now, a comprehensive range of safety features is fitted to the Scirocco as standard. You've got 6 airbags, as you would expect. You've got the electronic stabilisation program, ESP, and you've got ABS with hydraulic brake assist. Now, with prices starting on a par to that of a typical premium hot hatch, the Scirocco looks rather well placed compared to obvious rivals. It's sharper to drive, for example, than a Mercedes CLC. It's more affordable than an Audi TT. It's more up-to-date than an Alfa Romeo GT, and it's considerably smarter than a Volvo C70. It also has the advantage of having the best engine at this price point in this sector, in the 2-litre TSI unit. The Scirocco uses the more powerful engines from the Golf lineup, so fuel economy is similar to that car. This 2-litre TSI model returns 37.2 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle and puts out emissions of 179 grams per kilometre. The 2-litre diesel predictably returns a far more impressive average around 52 miles to the gallon. Insurance, well, for this 2-litre TSI you'll be looking at Group 16. Call it charisma, call it personality, call it what you want, but the old Scirocco had it, as does this one. It's good looking, it's got some of the best engines available to Volkswagen, it's priced fairly aggressively, and it's engineered like no other coupe in its class. If success could be guaranteed by ruthlessly ticking these boxes, then this car has to be a winner.